Here to just share with you some thoughts about what music means to me in my life, why I'm doing it, what it means to my family, perhaps how it affects me more than a personal way and perhaps in a spiritual way, and finally some of the personal struggles that I've had and why it keeps me going. So first of all, what does music mean to me? Well, it really stems back to when I was a small child and growing up in a family of 7 children, and me being the second youngest. There was always a piano being played or someone hacking through something, and as a youngster, all I can remember growing up was to think about the music. And my grandmother used to play me songs as a little kid seated on the bench, and just from an early age it was my thing. And I remember starting like this and my mother coming in and thinking it was my older brother, and so after a while she thought perhaps I should, tell someone about this, and she went to this music teacher and I played, and well, I got started a couple of years earlier than was the strict amount of time. 7 years old was the standard. Now I'm kind of meandering. Anyway, the point being is that what music means to me is that it's an integral part of my life, and as I grew up with piano, and of course I did many other activities, and now that I've got children of my own, it's very important that they keep that as part of their life. And so it was instilled into my life from my parents. And probably the most important thing that I learned from my parents was if they couldn't do it, they certainly wanted our children to do it, and their children to have the opportunity to do it. So we all learnt the piano. I just happened to be the one that sort of decided to go beyond the piano, and it just took over. And there was violin, and there was cornet, and there was drums, and mostly influenced by my older siblings doing something and me just playing the copycat. So, I learned the drums. I could play the drums when I was 8 years old. I went along to the band room. They said, well, you're good enough to get in the band, but you're too small to carry the drums. So here, take this instrument. And they handed me a tiny little cornet and said, go home and learn that, so at least you can play it. So that's how I started learning the cornet. And so quite by accident, that's how it happened. And similarly, my childhood memory of picking up the violin was going into the music store and just looking longingly up at that violin and thinking that I wanted to play it. And that was after I'd been at an orchestral concert when I was 8 years old with my parents. So those influences are so ingrained in me that as I go through life and repeat the process and share that process with other people, those are the things that I hold dear, and that's what drives my motivation. That's my motivation for doing side-by-side concerts, for taking my kids to youth orchestra and conducting youth orchestras. One of my first jobs when I came to this country, while I was in the University of Michigan as a master's degree student, was I was asked to come and conduct a little string group of 8-year-olds. And now my colleagues who were, there were 4 or 5 other conductors, they could have been asked the same thing, and they were kind of, why would I want to do that? And I didn't think twice. I thought, wow, that's great. So let's go. And it's about education, and it's about just getting them enthused about music. And that's what music means in my life, is that it's something to be shared, it's something to be created, it's something to be enjoyed. It's an integral part of our lives that is necessary for our well-being.